For the last task, you're going to be updating the amenity class to inherit from base model as well as base, this particular order. And then we are going to modify the table name and change it to amenities. And we are going to add a name attribute, which is a class attribute, and also another class attribute, which is place amenities, that's going to represent the relationship between place and amenity. And then also we are going to modify place. So first, let's start with amenity. So what's this? So we are going to import column and string and relationship from circular alchemy. And also we import relationship from circular alchemy ORM. And we have to equally import base, and then amenity has to inherit from base as well. And then the table name, we have to change it to amenities. And then the name attribute has to be a column, and it is a string of 128 characters, and it cannot be null. And then also another class attribute, which is place amenities, which is a relationship between place and the table that is going to be handling this relationship is going to be place amenity. So that's what this secondary keyword means. Is referring to the table that will handle the relationship between place and amenities. And the name of this tab is going to be place amenity. Should be underscore. Then we are going to modify the place class to add an amenity class attribute. We add an amenity class attribute that will be the relationship between place and amenity in the place table. So go to place, and I'm going to copy this. Then I'll change this to amenities. The relationship is amenity, and what we should have here is secondary, which is referring to the table that is going to link amenities and place. And the name of this table is going to be place amenities. And we're going to excuse me, going to take this off, and we're going to set view only to should be false. And then we are going to create a table, this place amenity table, that is going to link the two models. So creating this table means it's going to be many to many relationship. That is, one place can have two amenities, and one amenity can be linked to two different places. So the Table name is going to be place, and you're going to have two columns, a place ID and amenity ID, and each of them should be a string of 60 characters, and each of them should be foreign keys, should be primary key, and nullable should be false. So go here. For us to do that, we have to import table, and we come down here and we create a variable. We can call it an association table or a join table or a link table, but I'll call it association table. And we are going to use the table method, and then the name of the table is going to be place amenity, and then we call base dot metadata so that it can inherit the metadata just like the other tables. And let me see. Okay, so now we are going to create the first column of the table, and the first column is going to be, the name is going to be place ID, and it's going to be string of, should be string of 60 characters, and it's going to be a foreign key, and we have to specify the foreign key, which is places dot ID, and then it also has to be primary key, set it to true, and we set nullable to false, which means it must always have a value. And then we are going to create the next column, which is amenity ID, amenity ID, and also it's going to be a string of 60 characters, and also a foreign key, and also the name of the foreign key is amenity.id, if I get it right. Okay, and also it's going to be primary key. We set it to true, and then it cannot be null. So let me explain some things before we continue. Mm. Amenity, when it comes to amenity, amenity is a feature of a place. For example, a Wi-Fi is an amenity, a pool is an amenity. So two different places, can have the same amenity. Let's say that we have two places, place one, which is a place with an ID of one, and place two, a place with an ID of two. So we have place one, which is a place with an ID of one, and place two, with a place with an ID of two. And let's say this place one is a $1 million mansion with two amenities. One is a 4G Wi-Fi and a pool, and then place two is a $4 million mansion with a 6G Wi-Fi and a bigger pool than place one. So both Wi-Fi and pool are amenities. So ordinarily, to design such relationship between place and amenity, we would want to create a column inside the place like this, and then we name it amenity ID. we name it amenity ID. And since the place one has both Wi-Fi and pool as amenity, we are going to be separating them with a comma. So the more amenity that they have, the more we add them to this same column, and we're going to keep separating them with commas or any other delimiter. Same thing with the place two. The more amenity they have, the more we're going to be adding the amenity. And though I'm writing the names there, it's supposed to be the amenity ID. So this kind of design would complicate. This type of design is going to complicate things when more data is added to the table. So what we can do is to find a way to redesign this to solve the issue, and that's the reason for many to many relationship, which means that there is going to be the association table which we already created there, which is a place amenity. This association table is going to hold the ID of, where is my image? So, which is this association type is going to hold the ID of place and an ID of amenity. So here we are saying that this association type, which is place amenity, if place one has a Wi-Fi, so the first row is going to be place one ID and amenity ID, which amenity ID represents the amenity, and then also place one, which is at row two, we have the ID of the second amenity. And then place three, we have I meant in row three, we have the place two, which also has the associated amenity, which is ID of three, which is Wi-Fi. And also the fourth row is place two, which has the ID of the associated amenity, which is four, which is also pool. So now we see that a place can have up to more than two amenities, or should I say more than one amenity, and also one amenity like here we have four can be linked to more than one place, which we see is linked to two and is also linked to one. So that's our many to many relationship. So this table holds the IDs of both place and amenity. And so the name of the table is usually a combination of the both sides of the relationship. That's why we have this name here, place amenity. So the place amenity table is like a middleman between the two models, place and amenity. And also we see that the place amenity is made up of two foreign keys, which are place ID and amenity ID. So this kind of relationship between place and amenity is is a unidirectional, because it is only the place that needs to pick an amenity and add it to place amenity. So the place amenity is more of a part of the place table. Before we continue, I would like to point out something. If you look at this screen, you see that like only 12% of people that watch my videos are subscribed. So I would love to use this opportunity to say that if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please support me by clicking on the subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed, thank you very much. If you're clicking on the button, thank you. So let's go ahead and finish the rest. So here we are going to create a getter attribute for amenities that is going to handle file storage if the DB is file storage. So and this getter attribute is going to return the list of amenity instances based on the attribute amenity IDs. That is for for a particular place, it's going to check the amenities IDs. That is, any amenity that is linked to a place is going to return the list. And then the set attributes for amenities that will handle the appending of amenity ID to the amenity IDs list. This setter method is going to be responsible for ensuring that it's only the amenity instance of amenities that can be added to the amenity IDs list in place. So what we can do here is we are going to go down here, and first we are going to do the getter method. So we say property, and then we pass in self. So same way we did here, we got we retrieved all the values of amenity. So we are still going to go import amenity. So we retrieve all the values of amenity and we add them to a list, and then we are going to use a list comprehension to iterate through this. All this should be uh, amenities. So we are going to use a list comprehension to iterate through these all amenities. So we are going to say for amenity in uh, amenity in all amenities, if amenity.id is in self.amenity IDs, which is this attribute amenity IDs is a list that is going to contain the ID of all amenities that is linked to a place for file storage. So if it's in there, what we want to do is to append it to this list, and then this is we are going to save this as amenity list, and then after that we return amenity list. Let me import this before I forget. And also let's do the setter. We say amenities dot setter, we pass in self and value. So remember that this setter is just there to make sure that the only values that will be added to this amenity list is going to be of type amenity. So you're going to say if if value is an instance of amenity, then we are going to say self dot amenity IDs, we call the append method and append value, the value of the instance. And okay, any other thing, I think that should do. So let's run this. So this is my text file. So you can see what's going on here. First, we are trying to create a state, and the name is California, and then we save it, and then we use the state ID and pass into city.state ID, and we use it to create a city, and then we create a user, and now we are creating a place. We are creating two places, place one and place two, and this place is going to be owned by the same user. That's why we're passing the user ID, and this place is going to be under the same city, and the place one is going to, the name of the place one is house one, and the name of place two is house two. And here we are creating an amenity object, and the name, okay, we are creating three: Wi-Fi, cable, and oven. And here we are attaching an amenity to a place, as we are linking an amenity to, we are linking the Wi-Fi and cable to place one, and we are linking all the three amenities to place two, and here we are saving. So I'm going to copy this, where we are stating that the type of storage is DB, and see, okay, I'm getting, let's see, place amenity. Okay, this should be place amenity. Hold on, so let's run this again. And here we are saying user. So I need to also import user here. Mm, and let's run this again. Okay, so we are getting this warning. Place dot amenities will copy column amenities of amenities ID to column place amenity dot amenity ID, which conflicts relationship. Okay, I guess what this is saying is that um, the warning is simply saying that the amenity ID column in the place table, where's my image, is saying that this place amenity table is trying to go to the amenity and copy its ID to the amenity column of the place amenity, and at the same time amenity table is also trying to copy its ID to the same column of amenity ID, which is complicating the relationship. So the reason for this is because both amenity ID and place ID are foreign keys on the same, in this same place amenity table, which is normal for this kind of relationship. So both of them are performing insertion into the place amenity table, but that's not what we want. What we want to do is to solve this issue. So what we can do is we see the suggestion is giving us to silence this warning that we can add the parameter overlaps to place amenity. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to come to the place, and I'll add the option. I'll clear and I'll run again. So we are no longer getting this warning, but the truth is we might not be getting this warning, but it doesn't mean that it's still not happening. What we did is just to silence it, but we didn't really solve the issue. So to solve this issue, what we can do here is to let's first understand what's happening. So to solve this issue, where is my image? To solve this issue, we know that since the insertion to this place amenity is done from the place table, it's the place table that should grab the amenity ID and add to this place amenity and then add itself to the place amenity table. So what we can do is to add the view only option to amenity. So if we come to amenity, what we can do here is to add view only and set it to true. So by setting it to true, what we are saying is we make the relationship read only from this amenity side. That way the amenity object cannot directly modify the linked place object through this relationship. So this amenity table is just there to store the names of different amenities. It does not know which place ID it is associated or linked to. It is only place that decides to offer a particular amenity. So the place amenity just exists to avoid duplicating amenity information within each place, and it also simplifies the data management and also avoids issues like comma separated values, which can become messy and inefficient. Then, as for the amenity attributes of the place table, so we see that we're setting the view only to false because we want the place object to control the association with amenity objects. So a place can add or remove any linked amenity through this way. That is because view only is false. It means it has insert and update ability on this place amenity table. So this is exactly what we're doing. So by adding setting view only to true for amenity, we are saying it can read from this table, but it cannot write to this table. So we are going to go back to the place and remove this overlap, because what this does is just to silence the warning. We save it, and also let me check this out. Also, we come to amenity and we set view only to true. So this will solve the issue and not silences, unlike adding the overlaps to the place model. So if we run this again, see that we got it. So um, I'm going to try to retrieve all the amenities from the database. I know this it is going to be a lot of it because we've run this file a couple of times, so there's going to be a lot. Let me try again. Okay, so see that we added way too many. I guess I'm going to clear everything and we'll run this again. Then we're going to run the tax 10 again. Then we are going to try to retrieve amenities. So we see that we are getting 3, and then we are going to try to retrieve places. And we see that let's grab this ID, because we are going to check the place amenity table to see if we can find this. So this is for place 1, and we are going to grab the ID of place 2, and then we are going to cross check them with, we are going to try to list all the place amenity to see if we successfully added the amenity to the places, and if they are going to be present in this place amenity table, which is the association or the link table. So here we see that we are having this 5-1, which is place 2. Oh, should have copied. Okay, let's retrieve the amenities again. Guess I should just copy it this way. Okay, now let's retrieve all the place amenity. Okay, so see the place ID, the 9F, which is place 1. It has this amenity C8, and C8 is Wi-Fi. And then also place 2, which is 5-1, it has the amenity C8, and also C8 is Wi-Fi. And then place 1, which is 9F, as we can see here, 9F, it has the amenity BB, and if we check the ID, we see that the name is open, and also the 9F, which is place 1, has the amenity 4A, and if we check 4A, we see that it's cable. And also place ID 5-1, which is place 2, has the amenity ID with 4A, and which if we check 4A, we see that it's cable. So this is the many-to-many relationship. These two places here are linked to more than one amenity, and also each, or let's say more than one amenity is linked to more than one place.